Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, O'Neill McIntosh, and today I have Ellie in studio, who is a very interesting person with a lot of things going on. We've had some great conversations off camera with someone that I had the opportunity to shoot with, and we had some beautiful pictures from that. And now I think this is someone that I'd like to have on the show and kind of just talk about her journey in dance and in the arts, and even some of the transitions and what's been happening with her moving forward. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay, so I guess you are a dancer.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you a professional dancer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I guess what I would like to ask you, first of all, is how did you get involved in this industry or get involved with dance, or what was your calling?
So I've been dancing since I was very little. I guess total of 30 years of dancing. I started dancing when I was 5 years old back in Indonesia, in Bali, where I actually started my first dance journey learning a traditional Balinese dance.
Mhm.
So ever since then, my parents, put me through different types of classes and lessons in different genres, like contemporary, a little bit of ballet as well. And then throughout my entire childhood, and when we moved to Canada as well, I continued on with dancing. So I also learned all sorts of things like hip hop, ballroom, more contemporary, more ballet growing up as well throughout my high school. And then I was introduced to salsa, which is what kind of took me in until to this day. Salsa has been my passion for a very long time. And I actually was accidentally introduced to it when I was on a family.
accident?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was accidental. It was actually a family trip, a summer vacation to Bali.
Okay.
And then my auntie had a house party, and then she invited a salsa instructor, and this is in Bali.
Okay.
And then I learned salsa, and this is the first ever, was introduced to the salsa culture, and then I fell in love with it, and then to this day, it's still my number one choice.
So salsa found you.
Salsa found me, yeah,
Okay.
in Bali.
In Bali. So that is definitely
Yeah,
was
not even
for
in
you.
South America.
Okay. All right. So you were introduced at a very young age to dance, period, as a whole. Was there a lot of family influences or?
Not really. Actually, I'm the only dancer in the family. I mean, my mom, I guess, danced a little bit when she was younger, and she kind of just likes to dance here and there at parties and stuff. But at some point, my mom and my sister and I took salsa lessons together because we were all introduced to the lessons in Bali as well. So then when we went back to Canada, we all took lessons together.
Yes.
3 of us. But then I continued on, and they kind of stopped.
Okay. I guess that's when your real passion for
exactly.
it.
Their passion died for it, then mine continued on, and it became something else afterwards.
Right. So in the early days, in terms of your development and training, what was that like? Or like, what was your journey in terms of getting to where you are right now as a professional dancer? Was it very formal training? Was there mentors involved? Like, what was your story?
Yeah, for sure. So when I was introduced to salsa, I became obsessed with partner dancing, and that's when I started to learn ballroom as well. I actually was at some point volunteering and working at a dance studio. And I started to get into assisting with the teachers as well, because they saw that I was so hungry for it, and that they saw that I had potential.
Right.
So they kind of took me in and they taught me all these things, including Argentine tango and all styles of ballroom as well.
Right.
So, and I was also working the admin desk at the same time. Before that, I was already trained in ballet and contemporary, like I mentioned. So that was more studio-based training, is formal as well, if you want to call it that. And in terms of formal salsa training, that came from the studio that I was volunteering and or working at as well. So I have a combination of formal training and a little bit of teaching myself stuff as well. Because as I was helping out with different teachers and different styles, I started to pick up my own styles.
Right.
That suits me, right? So my style is actually it's not one dimensional at all. It was taken from different things.
Okay.
Yeah, throughout my years of dancing in general. So I don't just dance one style.
Okay.
Even my salsa, even though it's what I love, it doesn't look like just like standard salsa. It's mixed with everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make you more how do I say it, marketable, or like if you wanted to get different types of gigs,
Yeah, like
does
it's
it
like
help that you could do
versatile. Like
versatile? That's the
yeah,
word.
exactly. Because in the last 7 years, I focused a lot on like my branding with my previous dance partner
Hmm.
was that we were versatile dancers that we combine everything together into our pieces. We
Okay.
fuse. We're fusion dancers.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so like what you would see us do may not be the same as everybody else in that industry or in that style because we take on styles from different genres
Right.
as
Right.
well to make our own kind of brand, which is very fusion based.
Hmm.
Yeah, so for sure we have like I've always had like a lot of influence with different genres,
Okay.
and it definitely makes us unique in our own ways, and it
Hmm.
makes me unique as an individual dancer as well because I don't look the same
Mm.
as the other
Others.
person, right? In that category,
Yeah.
anyway.
So it makes you
Yeah.
stand out. So
hmm
were you like, are you currently, or were you a competitive dancer, or is it more?
I never got into competition. I think it
Mm.
never suited my personality somehow.
Hmm.
I've always just loved to perform and
Right.
teach, so I was always taking on opportunities to assist teachers
Right.
and to perform, to be on stage, but not necessarily to compete.
Hmm.
Because competing, I feel like I never enjoyed competing because competitions usually have criterias and they have boxes that you have to fit within.
Hmm.
And because I'm not a boxed type of person, I
Yes.
never enjoyed it because I just want to be creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to do whatever I want,
Mm.
right? And competition, you can't do that.
No.
You have to follow very, very strict
Strict.
structure
Right.
and criteria. And it wasn't my style,
Hmm.
even though I am a competitive person.
Yes. Yes.
But I just didn't like to be boxed in.
Well, it sounds like you're very creative too. That's why you don't want to be boxing. You're doing a
Mhm.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
So um, there's that creative aspect. I mean, dance as a whole is creative, but it
Mhm.
sounds like your creativity might be on a different level in terms of you don't want to be boxed into just
Mhm.
doing this.
Yeah.
And so, what is your process? Like, if you're learning a new routine or choreographing something,
Mhm.
um, how do you connect emotionally to the different pieces that you're doing, or even connect with individuals that you're working with
Yeah.
to create?
Yeah. So I think for me anyway, dance comes from the music. I may have said this before, I can't remember, but I truly believe that there will be no dance if there's no music,
Right.
right? So the connection happens because of the music. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do I connect with the music or not?
Mm.
It could be a great song, but then if it's also not stage worthy song, I may not be able to connect with it or be able to
Mm.
deliver what that song is trying to portray. Does that make sense? So, for
Ye-
example, right? Let's say I take a song and I love listening to it, but then it could be monotonous.
Right.
It could just be a type of song that's really nice and pleasant to listen to,
Mm-hmm.
but then it may not be something that you can choreograph to because when it comes to choreography and being on stage, you're telling a story, right?
Right.
A story has a start, has a middle part, has an end.
Mm-hmm.
But some songs may not necessarily have like highs and ups and downs
Right.
throughout the structure. It may just be very like steady
Yes.
throughout the whole song. And
Mm-hmm.
some songs have ups and downs, have changes in the dynamics, changes in the instruments.
Mm-hmm.
There's breaks in the structure of the song to like switch. And that's what I love the most when it comes to choosing a song to connect to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to have variety within the song
Mm.
for me to connect. Because I want to be able to tell a story.
Right.
And if the song is just like this,
Yes.
I can't create any stories because like stage pieces are like 3 minutes long,
Right.
right?
Right.
You want to be able to engage the audience and not lose them.
Mm.
If the song's like this,
Mm-hmm.
then you start to lose people,
Right.
their attention. I mean, especially nowadays, people's attention spans are very short.
Yeah. Sure.
So you have to be very engaging, right? You have to
Right.
give them just enough content and
Mhm.
leaving them wanting more.
Yes.
So when it comes from the song choice,
Okay.
there are some I believe that in order to like really deliver a good choreography on stage and be able to connect and emote the
Mhm.
way that the song like projects as well, you need to if the song is monotonous, you have to be very, very, very strong dancer to captivate somebody.
Mm.
because it goes hand in hand, the dancing and the song, right?
Right.
Because when you see something, like you want to be able to see the song in your movements as well.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want to be able to see something. It's like, oh, I hear and see it at the same time
Mm-hmm.
as that person's moving. But I feel like that requires a very, very strong dancer to be able to make a monotonous song come alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's much easier to gain somebody's interest and focus on your piece if the song has those dynamics and ups and downs.
Peaks
It's
and valleys.
easier, it's easier to deliver something that's more relatable and engaging to the audience that way.
So it's almost showing the music has to have a certain level of emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just words, but
just
the peaks and
the
valleys,
sounds, like the way the instruments are being played, it all comes together to create this emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a dancer, like for me anyway, like if I don't feel that when I'm listening to the song, I'm not going to be able to project it either.
Right.
I have to feel the song.
Right.
It has to move me first.
Yeah.
It can't just be any song.
Can't be any song.
Yeah.
I hear you. So then, in regards to like working with other people, doing creative stuff, is it the same type of?
So it could be tricky.
Like,
yeah.
Are these
so
like there's some choreographers that I guess are it's a little bit mundane, or it might be more flatline as opposed to what you enjoy when you dance. Who are the individuals that you like? Not names, but what are you attracted to in a partner or in a dance company or in whatever the case is?
For sure. I can definitely
what are
speak
you
to
looking?
that.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Because I'm also a little bit all over the place in terms of my creative mind, and because I want to dabble into everything.
Yes.
My song choices are also pretty much the same. Same with the people choices that I work with. Okay. I like people who are also like out there, right? I like to work with people who don't just hear one instrument, because I want them to be able to dance and choreograph to this, and all of a sudden you change it to this. Yeah. Maybe you'll choreograph the vocals, but all of a sudden you're gonna switch it and it's gonna be a bass instrument. Maybe it'll be guitar next. Right. Like you need like eclectic mix that goes together. Right. So I love that. So when I'm dancing with other dancers or choreographing with other dancers, I truly appreciate and admire the ones that can hear different things in the music and that can also move differently based on the music.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you can have two people listening to the same song, so they're gonna interpret it different ways.
Yes.
Right. So, but there are some people who only really just know how to do this, or they can only portray this emotion. Maybe they only can dance happy.
Right. Okay.
Maybe they can only dance sexy or sensual, but they can't dance sad or angry. Right. I like dancers who can portray all of those emotions. Those are all important emotions that people can connect with, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be sexy all the time.
No. No? Okay.
I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't want to be just that. Because that would be too one-dimensional, right? I want to be able, exactly. I want to be able to be sad and be happy, but also be playful, but also be sexy. But it's all those different human emotions I look for in people that I work with. I want to see if you're able to portray different personalities.
Yeah. And basically it sounds like in order to match your energy, because that's your energy.
Yeah.
You want to make
I'm
sure
a little all over the place, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay. So that's interesting, because you look for that in your music, but you also look for that in individuals as well. So have you ever, and that's what you look for in a partner. So do you prefer dancing, like having pieces like dancing on your own, or are you usually with a partner? Or are you usually with a group? What's your preference then? Because that will lead to my next question in terms of the creative process. Do you do this for you? And no matter what you create, as long as it means something to you, that's important? Or is it more of, it matters to you, but you also want to make sure that the audience, that's important too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I think that when I'm doing this, it's a creative outlet for me to get things off my mind and my chest, right? It's an expression.
Right.
It's a way to express. So when I'm working with other people, I typically would, appreciate and choose those who have the same kind of end goal. Like they're creative people who want to express, essentially, create a story, tell a story.
Yeah.
And secondarily, I personally would want to make people feel something,
Right.
or to make people think
Mm-hmm.
about something,
Right.
right? That would be my goal. It's not everybody's goals.
Mhm.
Everybody has different goals, but that's mine. So typically I get along with others who also have the same kind of motivation when it comes to performing or creating dance
Mhm.
pieces, is if they want to create something just for the sake of creativity, which I'm also down for. I
Right.
create stuff just for the sake of creativity all the time,
Mm-hmm.
just to get concepts out of my head or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or just to be able to have something done to a song that I really love to perform to, or create a video to, or whatever. It happens a lot when I'm hearing a song and I'm like, oh my God, I would love to create something to the song because I love the song so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for me to find somebody that has this, that shares the same excitement towards this one song,
Mm-hmm.
that's perfect. That would be my ideal scenario, right? Now, secondarily, if we can make people happy with it, or
Mhm.
let's say it's a sad song and I want to make people feel something, like, or get the feels or cry,
Mm-hmm.
that would be secondarily, right?
So that's secondary for you.
Like a secondary motivation, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I could think also it's like depending on depending on the time.
Right.
Like let's say like there's like a really beautiful song and a really beautiful piece of choreography that I really want to put out there.
Yeah.
If it's like a beautiful piece, I want to be able to move somebody.
Yeah.
Let's say it's just a happy, fun song. Sometimes like it doesn't really matter like what's the secondary thing. I just want it out there because it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it doesn't necessarily have to have specific like target,
Mm-hmm.
because my number one thing is for me to express myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's to make me happy. It's a hobby as well, on
Yeah.
top of everything else, right? I want to be happy.
Yeah. And
So-
I in my conversations with other dancers, they say the same thing. It's
Yeah.
about them expressing themselves, and if it's pleasing to them, like your art,
Mhm.
then the hope is that it touch others.
Yeah.
But that's not
Not the focus.
It's not the focus.
And honestly, like most of the time when I create something and put it out there, if just one person gets it, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
If one person comes to me and say, you know what, that
Yeah.
made me cry. That made me remember my X, Y, and Z experience. And I'm like, you know what? Amazing. I love that.
Yes.
I'm happy that you felt that watching this piece,
Mm-hmm.
because it's touching when somebody can relate to you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't need like I don't do this for the likes or views or
Right.
popularity or fame or whatever. It's
Mhm.
just for me to put stuff out there, and if somebody can relate, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's bonus.
It's bonus, cherry on top.
Wow. So
I'll
have you
take
ever
it.
done a piece that was transformative, or someone was really touched by it,
Yeah.
by what you did,
Mhm.
and what it was able to bring something out in them or make them feel a certain emotion?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a piece, or have you ever, and I'm sure you have,
Mhm.
it's just a matter of how often, but
Yeah.
do you recall any specific ones that, wow, it really touched this individual and they reached out to you about it?
Yeah, for sure. There was one time where me and my partner created a piece together, and we just found this random song from some YouTube artist, and he recorded a cover of another song,
Mhm.
and me and my partner saw this video on YouTube of him singing this, and we're like, oh my God, this is a great
Mhm.
cover of this song. It was Cupid by 112.
112, okay.
Yeah. And it was a beautiful like acoustic guitar cover, and we
Mhm.
created a routine to it. And then we posted it and we tagged the artist, not really like knowing what was gonna happen. We
Yeah.
just tagged him on Instagram. And then he came back to us. He wrote us back, and he said, oh my God, this is amazing. Honestly, you guys, this woke me up a little bit because I stepped out of the recording studio for a long time.
Wow.
But then seeing this and how beautiful this choreography was, it, put like a huge smile in my heart. And he told us like, I booked the studio time and I'm gonna record again. It's been a
Oh.
while. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Because of you guys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because like he kind of took a break, and I don't know, for whatever reason, life happened and lost motivation to record. And then he saw our piece that we created based on his song, and then he recorded
Isn't that
again.
amazing? That
Yeah.
just them seeing.
Yeah, some random person in the States, in some
Yeah.
state that I don't even remember, somewhere south. Like, I don't know.
And then all of a sudden you were able to inspire that person
Yeah.
by dancing to their
Mhm.
piece.
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
were
it
touched
was
by
beautiful.
it and remotivated them to get
Yeah.
back in the studio and,
Yeah.
and
See,
sing
stuff
and
like
produce.
that.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say, we had 20 people look at that video, but he was one of them, and we touched that one person out
Yeah.
of 20, that's amazing.
Do you ever keep in contact with this individual?
Yeah, we have each other on Instagram all the time.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we like each other's things.
Have you guys ever thought of doing a collaboration where he would create a song for you guys to dance?
We talked about it. I think he fell off because he had a new baby, and then he stopped
Life
recording
happens,
again. Life
yeah.
happened, but he would send us his new stuff every now and then.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. It's cool.
Hoping that you guys would create a routine for it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
for sure. Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting, like, you know, when we talk about arts as a whole, like how it touches people, you don't know who it's going to touch.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
especially now with social media, like it could be anybody.
yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been part of the dance community? Without giving your age.
I mean, I don't really care. I kind of already told my age in the beginning of the introduction there. But so I've been mostly very involved in the Latin dance community. I started in Vancouver when I was 14.
Yeah.
That was when I first learned salsa specifically.
Right.
And then I got into the salsa dance community, so like the Latin dance scene, right, in Vancouver. And then I got super involved because I was like assisting all sorts of teachers in their classes and whatnot. And I eventually had a permanent, like a more permanent dance partner that I would teach with regularly. So I wasn't really assisting anymore. I was like 50-50 teaching.
Right.
At that point, I was like 18 when I started to like really teach as well. I was teaching adult classes, and it's salsa and bachata as well, which is another style of dance in the Latin dance. And I just went from there, and I got into organizing events. So I was actually event organizer in Vancouver, dance scene. So I organized parties. At some point, I sold dance shoes too. So I was like traveling. Just I had like my life in my car.
Really,
a traveling shoe salesperson.
Okay,
an event organizer, and a teacher,
so
and a performer.
hats.
Yeah,
Which
I had everything.
Because at least you have a good understanding of not just the dance aspect, but everything. Yeah, everything.
I even had to learn about shoes.
Yes.
So that was fun.
Yeah. Wow.
I had just like boxes in my car. I was like going everywhere with boxes of shoes in my car.
But that tells me obviously you're really driven by this.
Yeah.
And so just being a part of the community, not only just dancing, but everything else. It says a lot about where your passion was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that dance consumed me for a while there.
And did you do dance full time?
No, I never did.
Really?
I've always had a 9-to-5 job. Like when I started teaching, I was 18, right? So I was still like going through university.
Right.
And I graduated from university. I continued, but I've always had a daytime job.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you balance? Like
I know it sounds like a lot.
Very demanding, the dancing, and I hear that, and then I can only imagine your day job must be just as demanding as well if it's a 9-to-5. Like, what does a week or a day look like for you?
Yeah,
because
even now.
Yeah, because there's training. There's a lot of things involved. Like, what does it look like?
Yeah, for sure. Even now, in the last 7 years was my most active years when it comes to traveling for dance and doing gigs outside of Toronto.
Like, where have you gone? What places
multiple parts of the States.
Yeah,
like, from east to west.
Yeah. Any
even
overseas, any international?
Internationally, myself personally, no. No, not outside of North America. It's mostly North America, like all across Canada and across the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. I think my previous partner had been outside, like he had been to like Mexico, I believe.
Okay.
There were some events there. That was before my time, before I joined, because we were also part of dance team.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm sort of kind of still a part of, but I'm semi-retired. So semi-retired. But I'm still a little bit within the dance community, but I'm not as active anymore. But definitely when I was in my early 20s, that was like all I did.
Really?
All I did was just dance this, dance that, sell shoes, organize events.
So let me ask you something. In your early 20s when you were doing it, your early mid 20s to even your early 30s, you work 9-to-5. Then after that, you go train.
Yeah, I would go train, and then I would travel in the weekends to events.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So you compete? Well, not compete. You'd be at events on the weekends. You work 9-to-5 in the day. Then in the evening time, you're training. And
and then at these events, usually they're 3 to 4 days, right? So I would usually fly out either Thursday night or Friday. I'd take like a vacation day off or whatever, or for a while I was working remotely too in the last like 7 years. So I was I was grateful to have flexibility. So I would just work in the airport and on a Friday, for example, right? So usually it's like these events run from Thursday to Monday.
Right.
So, and during these events, usually we are hired to teach, to perform as well, and to social dance. So there's usually the triple aspect of events of traveling artists is that you have to teach. But this is within the partner dancing Latin community. I don't know what it's like in the hip hop commercial dance industry, right? Like the solo dances, I'm not sure. It might be very differently structured.
Yeah.
But in the Latin dance community for the partner dancing, we are also expected to social dance, to like dance with the attendees of the events.
Oh, really?
That's usually part of the contracts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To dance with them, yeah. Because it's for them, it's like if they're local students, they don't get to see a lot of the traveling artists because they're from different countries, different cities, and whatnot. So usually, as hired artists, you are expected to dance with the locals with the students per se.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, so it's a good way to meet people for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
It's great. And social dancing is so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's freestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's freestyle. You get to be as creative as you want.
Oh, okay.
It's not choreographed at all. You're dancing with strangers you don't know, so you got to follow and lead, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask you, with everything that's going on in terms of you're working a 9 to 5, you're dancing on the weekend, and then in the evening time, you're training. Like, when do you get time to sleep? When do you rest? And how do you fit this in? And the reason why I say that is because the physical toll that it could take on your body. I'm sure, like, how do you manage that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first of all, it doesn't feel like it's work because dance is a passion, right? And I love it so much that even after a long day of work, of having 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday, I still want to go out and dance and potentially not sleep in the weekend because I'm out dancing, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, eventually my body pays, especially when it comes to performance training, because that's intense. It's repetitive movements. You're doing the same things over and over again, like tricks and lifts and stuff like that, like physically demanding stuff. It takes a lot in the body, that's for sure. Like eventually, like I have injuries and stuff, like long-term injuries that I'm still dealing with now.
Right.
So yeah, eventually it catches up to you. It catches up for sure. Like, and the traveling too, like thankfully, like I didn't travel as much as, let's say, like a full-time artist. Full-time dancers typically would teach Monday to Friday in their hometown, and they'll travel every weekend to all sorts of events all over the world. And with jet lag, flying in planes, different beds, plus training. I don't know how those guys do it. Like it's even a lot more than what I even experienced. Because I was just part-time, right? And I was able to pick and choose which events I would go to because, they don't pay the bills for me, right?
Right.
So I was lucky to be able to experience that professional dance life, but also have a bit more stable 9 to 5 job to kind of keep me grounded.
Yeah.
So then at some point, like, okay, I gotta relax a little bit, but I can do that because I have a 9 to 5 job. So I can take a break. Like, no, you know what? I can't take any more gigs because my body hurts. So I can stop. But training for performances is a lot. It's a lot. Like repetitive movements, it takes a toll on your body eventually.
Right. So when you say training, is it like going over the routine, or is there weights involved?
All of the above.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the above.
And I'm pretty ignorant because as we're talking about, I'm thinking training. So there's weights, there's all that you're doing.
There's drills. There's dance drills you can do. There's strength training in the gym. It could be Pilates, yoga. It could just be resistance bands type of work to strengthen certain muscle groups that are required to do certain movements. So there's all sorts of training even outside just the dancing itself.
Right.
So you're not just dancing, you're also physically conditioning and strengthening all of your muscles to be able to execute the dance part.
Wow.
So yeah.
Is that a misconception with the dance community? People think that you just go out there and you're just dancing.
Basically. I think for people who are just viewers that don't know anything about what goes into a 3-minute choreography or performance, they would look at it and say, like, that's easy.
Right.
It is not easy. To be able to do a lift over the head to make it look easy, that takes a lot of hours and a lot of injuries, accidents, being dropped, like falling. But the thing is, like,
And by the way, I saw when I was taking pictures
Yeah.
of you and your partner, just the amount of work that it takes to
Just
have
do
you up
1
in the
second.
air,
Yeah.
and you're falling down and you're in heels. Like there's a lot.
There's a lot.
A lot could happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And sometimes when you're performing too, like when you're, let's say you're performing to a fast song, there's also speed involved.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to do all of that with
Yeah.
speed to a fast song
Mm-hmm.
and in heels.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot going on just to create a 3-minute piece
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that some people who are not trained, they wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
The misconception is like, oh, that looks easy, I can do that. Like the people will bash you. It's like, oh, what is this? What is it? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Like you don't understand that
They're
this
playing,
takes
they're having fun.
hours.
Yes.
It takes hours to do.
But that then speaks to how good you guys are if you're making it look so easy
Exactly.
that people can think that.
Exactly.
But
they don't know that.
They're ignorant because
They're
they
ignorant.
really don't know
Yeah.
all that's involved
Exactly.
to get to that point.
Only those who are also trained the same way will understand.
Yeah.
Or people who are also within the same style or can do the same things. They're the ones who can understand. It's like, oh my God, I know how hard that is. And I know how hard it is to make that look easy.
Yeah.
Because it's like the easier it looks, that means the more trained you are.
Right.
If it looks like it's labored and if it looks like it was hard, then that means you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Like people who don't know will not know.
Right. Wow. So if you had to do your journey over again, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure. For sure. I think what I would have done differently is to focus on the strengthening and the conditioning aspect outside of the dancing. Okay. When I was in my 20s, all I wanted to do was dance.
Right.
I didn't care about going to the gym. Like, well, I don't need to go to the gym. I'm dancing. I'm exercising.
Yeah.
But little did I know, for me to do what I did, all those like acrobatic things, like physically demanding things that are required in dancing, in order to make that sustainable, I would have had to be in the gym or doing Pilates or all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Granted, I knew about it from like just being classically trained a little bit in terms of ballet and jazz and contemporary, but then I stopped that training, so I got lazy.
Yeah.
I never continued it in the salsa world.
Right.
Even though it's just as required, right? If you want to be good and if you don't want to injure yourself, like you need to develop those muscles so that you're stronger to be able to execute these moves.
Yeah.
So that's, I hope, like I wish I could have done that sooner before I started to injure myself.
And it's interesting because as a young person, when you're younger, like
you
you're
don't feel it. You bounce back, right? Like, I'll be fine
already
tomorrow.
working out. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But then, with time. What is the peak age? Like I always hear people say, maybe when you're 30, 31.
It depends. There are some dancers out there that are doing like crazy things, like physically demanding things, well in their 40s.
Really?
Like it's happened. But if you look at them too, like you'll see how disciplined they are, how much they work out and all these things, right? So it depends on your lifestyle and depends on what kind of strength training that you do outside of dance as well. And depending on how intensely you dance, right? If you're at a professional level, when you're traveling all the time and you're doing all sorts of crazy performances that are really physically demanding, and you don't take care of yourself outside of that, you're not going to last for very long.
Right.
But if you exercise, like we condition your body as well, and you strengthen the right muscle groups and to be able to support your dancing, you can dance for a while.
Yeah.
But still, like dancing is actually not very natural for the body. So like it requires overextension, a lot of things that your body's not meant to do.
Right. Okay.
It's different than sports. I mean, I've heard like physical therapists, chiropractors, RMTs, they always tell me, like, because I've had so many people work on my body in my lifetime, they always tell me like, dancers have like the worst injuries compared to like other types of athletes.
Really?
Because of the repetitive movements.
Okay.
The one-sided repetitive movements of like learning choreographies, doing things over like 100,000 times. The same thing. The same thing.
Yeah.
Athletes, they run, sure, but they're running, right? Soccer, they're running around, kicking things. It's all moving around, but it's not repetitive. Dancing, we're learning choreography. It's over and over again of the same one move, even that requires maybe just one arm or one leg or one side.
Yeah.
So you're working one side 100 times over. And that's how you get overuse of certain parts of your body, right?
Yeah.
It's different than playing sports because you're moving all around.
Yeah.
So it's, like apparently I've been told many times by multiple therapists, it's like dancers have the worst injuries.
Really?
Yeah. worse than other types of athletes.
And I always wonder, like, especially when I see the dancers in the heels and when they're jumping, it like
Yeah.
I sometimes are like, whoa, like
Yeah,
this
it's like,
thin
this is
heel.
safe?
Yeah, is this safe?
it's
Like, does anyone?
stilettos.
Yeah, you're gonna break your leg or your
Yeah, you're
ankle or
gonna
whatever.
crack your ankle.
But that the testament of just skill,
Yeah.
strength,
Technique.
and technique.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that was your journey, and there's two things I want to ask you. So what the last two things are, if you had any advice to give anybody, what kind of advice would you give like a new person, whether they be young or older, that want to get into this industry? What would you tell them based on your experience?
The one thing, I mean, it's easier said than done, is to grow thick skin. Because especially now with social media, everybody is going to be watching you. Everybody's going to say some type of something to you.
Yeah.
Online, in person, or whatever. So like you can't let that get to you. And secondly, thick skin, one, and secondly, like determine why it is that you dance. Who is it for? Going back to your first couple questions, right? Like, why do you dance?
Yeah.
Is it for people or is it for you? If it's for you, then what does it matter what people say? Right? But if you're doing it for other reasons, then the world can come crashing down.
Right.
If somebody says something, because if that's your motivation to please people, you're not going to please everybody ever.
No.
People will say some stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to determine for yourself, like, what is it? Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for fame? Are you doing this for clicks?
Yeah.
Are you doing this for what?
What's your motive?
Yeah. What's your motive? Are you just doing this because you love it? That's a different story. Because if you love it, then you're going to grow the thick skin regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and the other last thing that I want to ask you is that I heard you mention semi-retired.
Yeah.
Meaning you're not fully out of it. You're still involved. It sounds like you're in a transition period. And what is that transition period? Like, are you like looking to get out of dance totally? Is there something new that's on the horizon that is an extension of dance? Like, what's next for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I am semi-retired from this beautiful Latin dance community, but I'm still in it. Like, I'll still go to events and I'll go to the parties and I'll social dance. Maybe I'll take on a gig to perform here and there.
Right.
But
specifically just for salsa.
Or anything within that realm.
Dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
within the partner dancing realm. I'll still do it. Dance will never leave me. It'll be a part of my life forever.
Well, I think I saw on YouTube. I see you do hip hop. I see you doing a bunch
I
of
do
stuff.
like a bunch of stuff. Just to scratch an itch, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it. But I think for me personally, I just love to move. I'm a mover. I like to move. So this is why I love yoga. Yoga is also a different form of artistry as well. Like you can make yoga look like dancing, actually.
Yes.
A yoga flow can easily turn into a dance session.
Right.
So, like for example, like when COVID happened, dance shut down because nothing was open.
Right.
We couldn't social dance, and it's a social activity. But none of that was happening. So I turned to yoga,
Nice.
Intensively, and I was happy because I was fulfilled because my creativity and my need for movement, it was satisfied by yoga.
Okay.
Because I could be creative in yoga too.
Tell us a little bit more about the yoga. I know I want to talk to you another time about yoga, but I'm intrigued with the transition. Like you're saying, it's very, the movements, it's very artistic. And I've seen people do yoga and absolutely. Like
it can look like a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, what was the calling for that? Why did you, why were you drawn to doing yoga? Was it something out of necessity? Like, in terms of your body may need some stretching and healing, some of the benefits from yoga?
It was both.
Okay.
It was all of the above. Like actually all the factors led me to yoga because I started yoga when I was like 18. I've been doing it forever.
Okay.
So it's just that I didn't get my teacher certification until COVID because I was actually kind of bored and I wanted to do something. So I was like, hey, you know what? I love yoga. So let me just learn more about this.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wanted it to be able to help me in dance as well. So it kind of they crossed each other's paths and they worked really well together. Because yoga helped me, with my flexibility and also just functional movements, being able to, because yoga, the good thing about yoga is not one-sided like dance.
Okay.
Dance can, like I mentioned, it can be one-sided, right?
Yes. Where
injuries can happen, all that stuff. I mean, injuries can happen in yoga too if you overdo it. But the idea of yoga is that yoga is for everybody, for all age groups, whatever physical capabilities or limitations that you have, yoga can be catered to everybody.
Right.
And that's what I love about that, because it's there's so many different variations of yoga that you can do that can satisfy whatever need that you want. So I got into it and I got my certification, and I thank you. That was a while ago, but and I've used concepts that I've learned in my yoga teaching into my dance teaching too. So I've cross-trained, right? And I'm using parts that I learned from the yoga teaching that maybe dancers may not understand.
Right.
So it makes me a little bit unique in a way too, that because I do both. So now with my transition, with me being semi-retired from dancing, I'm going to start to kind of change my direction a little bit into the more health and wellness and fitness side for my, outside of 9-to-5 hobby.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's more sustainable, because I'm also still trying to heal my own body from all the dance injuries that I have.
Yeah.
And yoga and Pilates have helped me that.
Okay.
Helped me fix a lot of my issues. So I have much more appreciation of those two things combined. And now now that I'm also in my mid-30s, like I have more appreciation of sustainability and longevity of movements. I want to be able to move when I'm 60.
Yeah.
If I continue to be tossed up in the air, drop into a split, I may not last that long, but through yoga and Pilates, like I think that's a little bit more sustainable even for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stop teaching. So I'm trying to kind of move into that direction of teaching fitness, like fitness for longevity and sustainability for day-to-day life.
Okay.
To hopefully help people move better, more efficiently, correctly, right? Strengthening proper muscle groups, especially if you sit at desk jobs and stuff like that. That's kind of my focus now. I want to be able to grow into that sector more than dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll still dance. I'll never stop dancing, but
that's in you.
The teaching wise, I feel like I'm going to move into that direction more. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to actually having a conversation about the whole yoga transition. You said you're going to continue dance. That's why I guess it's semi-retired.
Yeah.
But like you're entering a whole another phase.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an extension of the creative arts of dance. So at least that's what I'm hearing and understanding.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So any parting words, anything that you would like to say?
Parting words?
Yes.
That sounds serious. Parting words. When it comes to being creative and doing what you love and your passion, I always like to tell people, do whatever makes you happy.
That's good
Whatever
advice.
it is.
Yeah.
Don't care what the other person's doing or whatever is trending on social media.
Right.
Do whatever makes you happy. The trends and hypes will always go up and down. But like, you don't have to follow it all.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, whatever. If it makes you happy, then sure.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Whatever makes you happy.
Life is short.
Yeah. You only got one life. You got one body. So do whatever makes you happy.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming in today into the studio and having this conversation. I do appreciate you being here.
Of course.
And it's always great talking to you.
Yeah.
You
have great questions.
Oh, do I? I love how you're so expressive about what you're talking about, because it tells me how passionate you are about what you do and what you're involved in. So it's always good to see that. And I look forward to another conversation on yoga that we could have, and just to hear how the transition is going.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I will hear and see you next time.